Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Put a Ring on It, Season 2, Episode 2. This is my last video for the night. It's my third video, so I am exhausted, but the night's still not over because baby girl got to work out. Like y'all know, I am trying to get this weight down, so I will not be going to bed until I do that. All right, so let's talk about what happened on the show. Let me get to the right notes. We pick up where we left off. The ladies are going to be going on their dates this week. So we got Jessica. She got on her freakum dress. You guys, she looked good. Her body is amazing. And of course, Eric is looking at her like, where did you get that? When did you get that? And where do you think you going in that? She's going on her little date. He is downstairs giving her the rules, and all of the rules are no, 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 and no. Don't do this, and do not do that. But anyway, they get ready to go on their date. She goes on a date with him. I think his name was it Randon? I don't think they were saying Brandon. I think they were saying Randon. Randon is 32 years old. Randon said he's kind of been out on the scene, just dating, being sexy and single. He's looking for somebody else who's sexy and single. And he's a little tired of the scene. He's trying to find his number one. He's trying to find his queen. He's ready to settle down. He's been out there, but now he is not going to be out there anymore. So him and Jessica meet up. They have a pretty good date. We do find out that Jessica says that there are some issues within their relationship as far as trust is concerned. They talk a little bit about that on the date. I forgot to mention that Randon said he doesn't have a problem dating somebody who's already in a relationship because he's always been known as Mr. Steal Your Girl. Get into that. And he also says that even though he's 32 years old, he has never been in a relationship with anyone. He's never had a girlfriend because he's always felt like, why do it when you're not going to be serious about it? Which I respect. I respect that. But 32 years old, I think would be something that I would move into cautiously if you've never been in a serious relationship. Probably also never been in love or anything like that. You know, I don't know if I would want to be your first when it comes to those type of things. But he says that when he does get to the point where he is ready to do the whole marriage thing and the children thing, when he gets to that point, he wants it to be long term. He wants to be in that forever. So I guess maybe that's why he been sowing the oats the way he needed them to be sold. But he does tell her if they don't have trust in their relationship, that's definitely a slippery slope where everything could go downhill. To Jessica, they've been together for 4 years, but to Eric, they've only been together for 3. So you guys can't even agree on how long you've been together. I honestly don't understand the two of them because they both have some trust issues surrounding each other. It's the reason why Eric was nervous about her date because she's so friendly and she's always nervous that he wants to smash the next girl. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't really know. It's just, I don't really know. It's very, very interesting. And then what's funny is Jessica and Eric had the nerve to laugh at Alexis when she said she didn't want to do anything to damage their 14-year relationship. And Jessica's just like, their relationship already about damaged. I said, you got your nerve to be talking about anybody's damaged relationship. Okay, girl. Mind the business that pays you. And I do believe this relationship does pay for her. But anyway, the date was just okay. She looked great. They seemed to get along well. And so that was pretty much the end of their date. Darren and Alexis go on their date. Alexis is hoping that the guy she's dating doesn't come in and ask for Darren's autograph. And I was just like, you and your woman, Darren, are living in a time that nobody else is in. Nobody thinks of you. I'm sorry, not Darren. Darian. Nobody thinks of you as a celebrity anymore. I mean, you had your time. Don't get me wrong. You were a rapper in the 2000s. That was a great time. But one of the lines in the song says, "My girl can't reach me on my pager or cell. And when she called me, she keep getting a voicemail," or something like that. And I'm just like, the song says pager in it. So that just lets you know this is a totally different time. Ain't nobody asking you for your autograph. Nobody see. I could pass Darian on the street. And like Keke Palmer said, I love it every time she says it. I'm going to say this and I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. He could be walking down the street Never seen him before in my life. I don't know who this man is. But I'm just like, him and Alexis are living in an alternate universe. But she's hoping that he doesn't ask for an autograph. Better yet, the brother get in there. He's 41. I do believe he said he is an entrepreneur or a trainer of some sort. I don't know. You know, one of them entrepreneurial spirits. He says that he's looking for a woman that's athletic. So I will say they do a really good job of matching to what kind of your type is on this show or what you've been known to date. So they're gonna go out on a date. That brother come in there and he look at Darian and he said the same thing I said. I don't know who this man is. I've never seen him before in my life. So he definitely will not be asking for an autograph from him. So they go on their date. I just thought their date was okay. I could tell Alexis was still feeling very nervous. Could tell she had not been out with another man in a very long time. He did try to loosen her up by doing like the softball activities, kind of like almost like what's that called when the ball shoots out? I don't know, the batting cages. They do that, and that was a cute little date, and he liked the fact that she has skills and some athletic ability. They looked great together. He was taller than her. That's always a plus, I know, for the tall girls. I remember. But just something about the vibes to me was off, and I think it's just because she had not been out with anybody in so long. I think she was nervous. She said she met Darian when she was 19. So this is a long time to be dealing with somebody, even if it is off and on. So they talk about the status of their different relationships or lack thereof. He just says he's not with anybody because he just hasn't gotten with anybody. He hasn't just wanted to do it for the sake of doing it. She says she's ready for all of that. It's really just her partner isn't ready for all of those same things. So they're trying to get on the same page with it. She gets a little jazzy with him because he says to her, well, what do you like to do? And she starts to answer the question, and he was like, I just want to see if you know yourself. Not saying you don't. I said, oh, that could have went left. That could have went left. But she was just like, I know what I like to do. I do not make all of my decisions based on Darian. I have my own mind. I am very much an alpha female. And he was just like, I said, now see, that alpha thing could have went left too. I get so tired of these labels, y'all, but y'all know. But she says, yeah, I make my own mind. I make my own decisions. And he kind of looked amused at her when she made that comment. But yeah, I mean, I thought that part was kind of funny because he really was like, you know, I got what he was asking her, but I could see how that kind of would have been like, excuse me, I definitely have my own mind. But yeah, that part was kind of funny to me. So sis say she got her own mind. She don't base her decisions off of him, but I think that remains to be seen. What else? Rhonda and Jay. This was interesting. Dr. Nicole goes to give them some extra therapy. They start out talking about finances because this is the reason why Jay is his name Jay? Why do I keep calling him Jay? Oh, yeah, it is Jay. I keep thinking Sean in my head, too. But I realized, y'all, I need to correct myself from last week. I realized where I know him from now. I thought I had seen him hosting stuff out here, and maybe he has out here in Houston. But where I really know him from is South Carolina. I was talking to my friend, and she was just like, girl, did you see the bra on Put a Ring on It? And I was like, yeah. She said, you don't remember him? I said, I do recognize him, but I thought that I had seen him host some stuff out here. She was like, girl, no. He went to school. Either he went to upstate or he went to South Carolina State. But one of those schools where we were constantly around each other, child, you know, everybody running the same circles in South Carolina in that whole college thing. And I do remember seeing him at parties. I kind of remember him being jokey. When I thought about it, I was like, girl, yes. And then I thought about how his brands were placed on the show when you saw him. And I was like, yeah, I definitely just kind of remember him from step shows. And yeah, I know where I remember him from now. So that part was funny. But they're having money talks. And he is saying how LaRonda just seems to be on point when it comes to money, how right now it's just kind of like a, not really even a 50-50 thing. Like my money's my money, her money's her money. We haven't intertwined our money in that way. But LaRonda has her stuff together when it comes to her finances. She budgets every month. And then here I am over here, my month to month changes because I'm an entertainer, because I'm a creative person. So one month I might have a lot of money, other months I may not have the money. And so that's kind of a foreign concept to me, just budgeting for that 1 month. And I feel like until I have that part together, I can't even come to her. I feel like a bum. I feel like I don't have anything. I feel like I don't have value. He doesn't feel like he has the worth when he doesn't have the finances. And where he grew up and how he grew up is, you're worthless if you don't have the money. You're not worth anything. You're worthless if you're not working. He said that his dad was the type that kind of just came in, put the money on the table, and then he was out. You didn't see the dad anymore. And so he feels a lot of emotion about that. And LaRonda is trying to explain to him, listen, I understand that aspect. I understand what you're trying to do, but you bring so many other things. You bring love, you bring the devotion, you bring the loyalty, you bring, so she's listing all this other stuff that he brings, and he begins to get emotional when he's talking to Dr. Nicole, because he does have these fears about the type of man he's going to be to LaRonda, the type of man he doesn't want to be in regards to LaRonda, how he feels when he doesn't have himself together, how that's going to intertwine with him being the man in her life. So he just has a lot of different fears surrounding this concept of his finances and his money, and also just who he is internally. He's also been through some maybe some forms of neglect, perhaps. It was very interesting to me, because it reminded me of the fact that society and culture and all of these things surrounding us that I won't get into, but I'm sure y'all can read between the lines, will tell you what your role is. Okay, what you do as a man. It does it to women too, but I'm specifically talking about men right now. And what Jay is going through. I believe in his mind, he has this one role as a man. This is the role. And this is what he has to do. But then he's kind of conflicted with that, because he also knows what he didn't receive in learning about his role and how he wants to implement those things into his relationship as well. However, that main thing that has been drilled into his head about what he's supposed to be as a man, he can't seem to let go and see some of those good things that's going on in his relationship as well. I understand nobody wants to come into a relationship with somebody who can't take care of themselves, for the most part anyway. You want to know that somebody got it, for them at least, if nobody else. So you always want to be cautious of what somebody's money is looking like. I'm definitely not saying you want to be with somebody broke, but I also think we have to put some value into, relationships are not linear. You know what I'm saying? I always say that it's not always going to be one way. So you have to be careful with putting yourself into a box as, this is exactly what I do as a woman, and I don't do anything outside of this, and you better not, and I do exactly this as a man, and I don't do anything outside of this, and you better not ask me to do nothing outside of this. This is what I do. This is my duty. This is my obligation. When there's going to be this going on in a relationship naturally. And this is the non-linear movement. It's not going to be like this. We would like it to be. And sometimes I think we place these different titles and roles, because I'm a husband, because I'm a wife, we put all these different things on it. And then next thing you know, we become immensely disappointed in ourselves, because we feel like we're not living up to whatever the societal norm that has been put on us to be as this person, when really you have to discuss the norms that you want to have inside of your relationship. And I think that's what Jay is missing. I also think he has some trauma built up around whatever it was that happened to him as a child. He begins to cry, he begins to get emotional, and Dr. Nicole is just like, you need to get to the point where you are just trying to live in this moment that you are in, and not always trying to think about kind of what could be or how something might turn out, and you're forgetting to live in this moment that you're in. And you have to realize that you have to keep stop putting your relationship in that area, stop putting your relationship in that fearful place, and get to the place where you can mend your heart so that you can tend to your relationship. And so that's the point that he needs to get to, trying to just get present. So LaRonda is very nurturing to him. You know, she's very sweet to him. She seems to be very patient with him. But I got a feeling that her patience is kind of, you know, she trying, but eventually I think everybody's patience kind of runs thin. So I hope Jay is able to get that together though, because he seems nice outside of that. Let's see what else is going on. When LaRonda goes on her date, she got the girls out. Like she said, it ain't too many places for the girls to go. And I was like, okay. I was looking at LaRonda. I think LaRonda's beautiful. Her hair is just always, you know, bouncy, and her lips are full, and she got kind of like a cute little overbite thing going on. I just think she is so pretty. But anyway, she goes out on her date. I actually forgot his name, but he is a singer-songwriter. I kind of wish they would have put her with somebody who was similar to her, like who was a little bit more structured, but maybe that's not what she likes. But they go on a date, and Jay is really having a hard time. He is at home. He's stressed. He doing push-ups. He on the arm thing. He pulling up. He pushing up. He breathing heavy. He calling his homeboy. He telling the homeboy he can't get right. He ain't feeling right. He get emotional. He can't believe she out there with somebody else. The homeboy is just like, I told you. But he tells her, look, he tells him it's just one date. Calm down, relax. This might help her see, like, you know, this is really where she wants to be. You don't know what's going to happen. So just relax. He can't relax, y'all. He just can't get right. So he go in the bathroom now, y'all. He's sick. He can't get himself together. I said, Lord have mercy. I hope she don't never cheat on the boy. So then while they're out, you know, they're doing the whole throwing grapes at the date. They having a good time. He done wrote a song for old girl. And I was just like, I think I recommend him to sing the next version of No It Get to the You. I think he should do the next Ready to Love song. Okay, he gave a, you know, I'ma put a ring on it. Oh, because that brother said, you know, when he ready, he ready. Okay, he gonna put that ring on somebody's finger. It ain't gonna be too much thinking about it, talking about it. So they seem to get along pretty well, and they even have a little playful moment, and she likes that. She likes the fact, she likes to be with somebody who doesn't take themselves too seriously. So I guess they picked the right person for her. But when they get back, though, child, when they get back in the presence of Dr. Nicole, we find out from the other two couples, I'll get them out the way first. Alexis and Darian, she says that she did have a good time, but most of all, she felt heard on her date. When she got back, her and Darian talked, okay, from 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock that morning. I guess they had a lot to say, but it reminded her of the old them, and they were able to communicate, and they were able to hear each other. And Dr. Nicole says that's good. So it seems like maybe going on the dates helped you all to realize that you haven't been communicating well, and now you're seeking to understand each other. So that's good. Good for them. Okay? I actually think them two, I think Alexis is going to have a really hard time getting into the process. I think she has an extreme sense of loyalty to Darian, and it's going to be hard for any other dude to kind of take that spot away from him. So it's going to be interesting to see if she actually will loosen up and enjoy any of her dates. Jessica and Eric, again, the trust issues are very apparent between the two of them. The whole time he was wondering what she was going to be doing. The whole time she was wondering what he was going to be doing when he was on his date. And that just seems to be the basis, just the trust issues between the two of them. Neither of them trust each other. And I can't really understand. It almost seems to me that Jessica wants to be with Eric because she wants to be the woman who won. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically a woman who knows her husband or her man is a cheater, knows he's dogging her out left and right, know he's probably embarrassing her, but she be doggone if she gonna give him up so the next hoe can have him. It seems like she just want to win, but I don't know. It might be something special there. They do kind of have a good playful back and forth banter with each other, so maybe there's something more. I just kind of have to see. Moving on. All right. Lastly, we have LaRonda and Jay. You guys, I hate to say this because I don't want to I like the fact that Jay is emotionally in tune. I do. I like guys like that. But I will tell you, those type of men come with work. I know this for a fact. They come with a lot of work. They come with a lot of understanding. They come with patience. But in the long run, if that's what you want, it is absolutely worth it. But I don't want to say this because I feel kind of mean. But have y'all ever felt like sometimes people they will hold you hostage with their emotion almost? Like whenever a tough situation comes up where you finally feel like you can be free to say what you want or to do something, they begin to get emotional and then you feel bad and you backtrack on it. I kind of feel like that's what he does to LaRonda. Like, I think LaRonda would have left this relationship a year ago if it wasn't for how emotional Jay was. So when he started saying how he felt and how the date impacted him and how he was crying, and then he begins to cry again about how he just doesn't want to end up like his father. He just wants to be there for his queen and to treat his queen well. All of that stuff was good. But to see the emotional breakdown he had and how Dr. Nicole had to tell him to breathe and how it was going to be okay and how he already wasn't treating LaRonda like his dad treated his mother. So he was already on the right path. I think seeing that made LaRonda completely change her mind about going out with old dude again. Okay. And she ends up saying that she needs to think about him. And Dr. Nicole says, listen, in this process, I want you guys to be very careful about making decisions that are not honest, because it will put you in a bad place. And I just think that his emotions have been swaying her decisions for a long time. I do. I just see that, and I kind of think he knows it. Just a little bit. I think he knows it. I hope that wasn't mean, but that's just how I feel. So she's not going to go out on another date. Alexis is not going to go out on another date. Jessica's not going to go out on another date. For LaRonda, I think she should have done it again. For Jessica, good decision. And for Alexis, probably a good decision. Hopefully she can open up more on the next date. But you guys let me know what you thought. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you for the next video. Bye.